Hello my peepers, welcome to a new episode of What's New in Shalene's Neck of the Woods. So I am doing this video. I have pulled out every single colored pencil I own except for watercolor pencils. And, oh, my heel hurts, sorry. I've got a swatch chart, and I'm going to color it on a smooth paper and on toothy paper, because I do have some peepers who want to know what pencils work on what kind of paper. Now, Create Space paper is a toothy paper. I don't really care. You need hard colored pencils, hard leaded pencils. Anyways, let's get started. So the first pencil I am pulling out is a regular Crayola. I do want to zoom in closer somehow so that I can compare them. Toothy, smooth. Okay, so we're doing these two. The one on the top is smooth. So I need to zoom in this a little bit more. Okay, so this is a regular Crayola. This is how it colors on smooth. I think it works pretty well on smooth. This is on toothy. You can actually see the white of the paper, so you would probably have to do a few layers. I like the Crayola pencils better on the smooth, but they're not too bad on the toothy. You just have to do layers and more pressure. Okay, so now we have a Crayola signature. Crayola signature. Okay, so we are going to do that. This is the Crayola signature on the smooth. And that goes on nice. And this is on the toothy paper. So you would probably have to do a few layers to get it to look nice on the toothy paper. And then we have a Prismacolor Rufin, which is a hard lead. It's not like the Prismacolors. Well, I was sharpening it. It broke. So this is a Rufin. And this is on the smooth. I guess I'm the type I can get a pencil to work just about on anything. That's the Rufin. I was told it's hard lead. It works better on the toothy. So here we go on the toothy. Oh yeah. To light. But look at the dark. When you do a heavy pressure, that really fills up that toothy paper. That fills up the white spots. A lot better than the Crayola signature. You have to keep doing layers and keep doing layers. But the Rufin works. I like it on the smooth paper too. Okay, next is a Marco Rufin, or Rufin, however you pronounce it. So this is a Rufin. Okay, and this is on the smooth. Which it works great on, and then this is on the toothy paper. Hard pressure to medium to light. So if you keep doing layers, it fills in the white spot, and hard pressure fills in that white spot. Now I have a Derwent Artist pencil, which is a hard lead. I think it's one of the hardest pencils I own. Okay, so let's do that comparison. So this is the smooth. Which I really have to push down to get a color down. And then this is toothy. Again, this is light pressure, heavy pressure, and layer in. A Caran d'Ache Supercolor, which also you can use as a water pencil. Caran d'Ache Supercolor. I hope this is helping you, because I've never done anything like this before. Okay, so this is the Supercolor. This is really nice on the smooth paper. I don't even have to hardly push down on the paper. It's just really nice. And then this is on the toothy paper. Light pressure, hard pressure to medium pressure. But don't forget, you also can add water to it to smooth it out, but that's not too bad on the toothy paper. Then I have a Spur Farben. I'm just doing SF. The Spur Farben paper or pencil. This is on the smooth, and it glides right on. Just do layers. And then on the toothy paper, I'm doing light layers and going over it. And you can fill in the white. Just layers and then hard pressure. I just want to make sure I do have this on the smooth side. Okay, now I have a luminance pencil. Sharpen that. Luminance. This is on smooth paper. and on toothy paper. I don't know if I like it on the toothy paper. It feels rough. And it's not really filling in. You have to really press down to fill in. Okay. Now I have a, what is this? Polychromo. Polychromo. This is on smooth paper. Light pressure, heavy pressure. This is medium and layers. Layers. And hard pressure to medium pressure, light. Now this is the toothy paper. This toothy paper was a cardstock, 68 pound, I believe, from Office Max. I don't remember the brand. It might have been Office Max. I had sent Scott to buy it for me. He came back, it said semi-smooth. So this is what's called semi-smooth when you go by cardstock. So it depends on what you are looking for. You want the smooth. Okay, now I have a Holbein. I don't have a lot of Holbein, I just have a small set. And I haven't used them much. Each one of these pencils I am going to end up using in the next couple months. In the color alongs and stuff, because I really want to use them all, and that's what they're for, is to be colored. Okay, this is a Holbein on smooth paper, light pressure. Whoops. Okay. That's not on the paper. That was on my table. I didn't have the plastic, the cutting mat underneath it. So that's the Holbein on smooth. This is the Holbein on toothy paper. Layers. Hard pressure, medium pressure to light. It's not too bad on the toothy paper. It will fill in the white. Now I have a Derwent Pro color. Some of these pencils I only own like 3 of them to try. When I bought open stock, Derwent Pro color, right? Yep, Pro color. Derwent Pro color. Because if I can get pencils open stock and buy a couple, like 3 shades of blue or 3 shades of green or something, then I do that. Now what did I just do? I just wrote inside the box. What an idiot. See, I am not a professional. Okay, we are going to go over what we wrote because stupid me didn't write it down below. Anyways, here is the smooth paper with the Pro color. And that color's nice. It's not too bad. It's not real hard. And then this is with the toothy paper. I'm going to have to rewrite it down in this box because you can't read it. I mean, you're seeing what I'm doing. You're just seeing the writing because I'm an idiot. Derwent Pro color. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next is a Prismacolor. Prismacolor. This is on the smooth paper. Light pressure. Going back over. Hard pressure to medium pressure to light. And then on the toothy paper, this is just light pressure. Layer in, hard pressure to medium to light. And then I have a Tombow Aerogetin. Is that how Aerogetin? Okay. This is on smooth. With the layer in. And I always do hard pressure there. And then on the toothy paper, light pressure, layer in, and then hard pressure here. I don't really like this on the toothy paper. I like the very thins, the Rufins, the Derwent Artist, the SFs. No. Yeah. Then we have a Kohinoor Polycolor. Kohinoor Polycolor. And this is the smooth. And the toothy. And then darken. Hard pressure here, which that fills it in pretty nice. Then we have a Caran d'Ache Pablo. I believe that's what this one is. I'm still reading. Yep, this is a Pablo. Just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, smooth paper. Light layer, layer in, hard pressure, to medium, to light. Now this is the toothy paper. And then hard pressure. Now we have a Black Widow pencil. Okay, can you see that? That's the smooth, light pressure. Layer in, and then I'm going to go in with dark pressure here. And then the toothy paper, light layers. Just building up layers, and then I'll go in hard. Okay, now we have a Sargent Art Supreme. This is the Sargent Art Supreme, and There. Okay, here's light pressure. Just building up, and then hard pressure here. And then on the toothy paper, I now know also what to look like in cardstock when I buy it in the store. I want to make sure it says smooth and not semi-smooth. Just layering. These actually don't seem too bad on the toothy paper. These are the Sargent Art Supremes. So let's go in heavy pressure and see if we can fill in. And it does a pretty good job. And the last pencil I have is called a Muji. Muji. Okay, so there you go. This is the smooth. And then on the toothy. And no, this isn't watercolor paper. This is cardstock semi-smooth. So we're going to go in heavy pressure. So I hope that this helped any of you deciding what paper you should use, what pencils with. The Verithins worked really well on the toothy paper, the Rufins, the polychromos, the Holbeins, the Pro colors, and no, polycolors, Supremes. The Mujis weren't too bad on the toothy. I don't know. I guess it depends on how many layers you want to put down. If you use hard pressure or light pressure, what kind of colorist you are. You could see what I did. You could see what the results were for each one and what kind of, what you're looking for the finished product of your page, I guess you could say. I don't know. I know a lot of people have problems with the polychromos blending. They do layering, and you've watched me color with the polychromos, and I don't really have an issue with them. So this is a really hard thing for me because you watched how I did it, and yes, some of the pencils do work better on the smoother paper. You can see that. My least favorite pencil of all is the Derwent Artist. Now, it went down really nice on this paper. It was smooth. But when I've used it in some coloring books, I did not like them. So, I will show you what I do. Hold on a second. What's the time on this? 30 minutes. When I color, I think I did it in this one. When I color in my coloring books, for an example, here's my Magical Jungle by Johanna Basford. This is what I've been doing for the past 2 months. Every time I color in a coloring book, I find a page like this, you know, the front page. I write down pencils that I used in it, and I would write yes or no. This one so far, the Prismacolors worked good. The Spur is it Faben or Farben? That worked good in this. The Tombow Irrigatins worked in here. The Crayola Signatures worked good in here. And the Sargent Art Supremes worked good in here. I have not tried, I haven't tried the polychromos. And if I have, it was before I started writing. So, I'm starting to do this in each one of my books so that I can pull out a book and say, what pencil should I use today? Oh, I use such and such, and I wrote no next to it. It must not have worked good on this paper. That's the only thing that I can recommend doing. It works fine for me. I'm doing it in all my coloring books. And the pages that are just one-sided and there's nothing here, what I colored here, I will write lightly in a plain pencil because you don't want it to go through. And I never use an ink. I always use a plain pencil. Very lightly I will write what I used for this page over here, and what colored pencils, if I used fine liners, gel pens. If it was a tutorial I watched on YouTube, on ColorTube, I will write down who I watched. If it was a coloring lawn, like there's 4 pages in here that we did with Anne from A Colorful Life. I would write Color Along with Anne from A Colorful Life, or Tutorial by Chris Chang. I do that I've been doing that with my coloring books for a couple months now. It works great for me. The two spreads, you can't do that. Not unless you're going to keep, like here I wrote down Anne and I used Prismas. But once I show you what I colored for this whole month, I take the tabs out. If you're a person that keeps the tabs in, you can just write down, who you watched and what you used on this page. So these tabs on this side is what I want to color next and what I saw on ColorTube that has tutorials or color along. So that's what those are for. But that's what I do to make things so much easier for me. They're little tips I'm learning from watching other color tubers. I learned about the little tabbies from watching other color tubers, and then I started doing it. While I was coloring, though, that's when I started writing on, if this is a blank page, because you're doing if they're only one-sided pages, I just write all the information real lightly with a plain old number 2 pencil. And it doesn't go through, and when you're coloring on the other page, there's no shadow. So that's what I do. But I have gotten to where I really, really love writing on a cover somewheres in the coloring books on what pencils I used and write yes or no. So, yeah. That's it for today. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I'm still learning too. I'm keeping these just so I can look at them. I would say for the toothy paper, the very thins worked the best. Yeah, the Rufins were good. The Polycolors, the Black Widows, the Sargent Art Supremes. The Holbeins worked good on both. The Polychromos worked good on both. I don't care for the luminance on the toothy. But that's just to me. But you saw what I did. Light layers, and then I did hard pressure. So, you know, if you save this, you can watch it over and over again. Take notes. If you have any more questions, don't be afraid to leave comments down below. I will happily help you. I am not a professional. This is just what I was doing to help. I don't know if it helped you. But that's it for today. I hope that you liked this. If not, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. If you want to see me do a swatch on my Pablos, let me know down below. I will do that on camera. I am starting to do swatch charts with all my colored pencils, and then I'm going to get the plastic sleeves to put them in, and then put them all in a binder, because I have several binders sitting in a table. So, yep. And Anne's been doing the color combination charts, so they will also go with the swatch charts, because I'm not good at making them, so I will be watching her and making my own. So I hope that helps, and I will talk to you all later, my peepers. Bye bye.